piece of shit. Okay, okay. I'm so sorry. I'm never gonna get that monetized. Well, I'm trying to work on my temper, but obviously I'm not doing a good enough job. Okay, so I thought I would give you a little comedy sketch, a brief comedy sketch that I wrote. It's so funny. So I'm feeling a little tired today. I've been doing a day program because I'm really crazy and I'm having a hard time coping. And so I said to myself, oh, I'm tired this morning. I tried to go back to bed like several times and it just wasn't working. You know what I need to do? I need to go to Starbucks. I need to order a gigantic latte, ask for 3 additional espresso shots, and be like, you know what, can you just like take an Adderall capsule and just sprinkle it over the top and like mask the flavor with some cinnamon? Because that would really get me going. All right, I'm sorry that was a bad joke because it involved drugs, but I'm in recovery, so I can make jokes about that because that's the thing, that's where my mind goes. Like when I'm when I need to wake up, what do I think about? Uppers. Oh well, it's okay. It's okay though because we're doing a lot better than we were. I still want that Adderall latte, but hey, you can't have everything you want. I don't want to know what I'm going to be like on the other end of it. Some people can do drugs and get away with it, and drink and get away with it. Like, honestly, I don't need any more help being a big fat junk. Because I will be nice to you and I will be as sweet as pie, but the second you say the wrong thing to me or somehow don't like fit into like this very tightly controlled like area where I've controlled everything for like there's nothing can possibly go wrong because I've done everything right. That's not true. And that's when I lose it. And that's when I go from really nice to you wish you never met me. Yeah, well, at least I can admit it, and I know this, and I've got some anger pamphlets, and they make me angry. Isn't it supposed to make you less angry when you read anger pamphlets? It's like, what makes you angry? And then I have to list everything that makes me angry, and now I'm angry all over again. Like, that's not helpful. Like, I try to forgive, but it always bubbles to the surface, this nice seething rage. And when I don't think about, like, horrible acts of vengeance that are, Satan probably takes notes on when I muse about them to myself. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. Rip their skin off a little bit at a time. Yeah. Yeah. Leave them alive for 10 years, making them eat their own body parts. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm going to save that for hell. Like, like that's not a very nice thing to do. Like, I don't care what's nice and what's good for like girls to do because I've never really cared about that. But like deep down inside, like I always feel bad about it later. I'm like, wow, I should really forgive this person. I've done a lot of screwed up things in my life. Wouldn't I want the same? Even the best person in the world is not that great. Like basically, like unless you're Jesus Christ himself, we are all literally human garbage. Like even Mother Teresa. Because, she acts really nice in public, but I'm sure, like, when she goes to the bathroom and stubs her toe, like, she's swearing and screaming and smashing shit. Like, nobody's perfect. Everybody's got character defects. I've got some bad ones. I can say other people's are worse, but who's to say what's worse than what, Because it's the stuff you don't see that's really dangerous. Now look up on YouTube the stuff about psychopaths. Like, it's not the sociopaths that are super dangerous. It's the psychopaths who blend in with everybody else and follow all social norms and keep jobs and don't swear in public and don't have anger fits in public and like they look like they have the perfect family and everything, and they probably have bodies in their attic too. Seriously. Like some people think I'm dangerous, I could be, but usually my angers are flashes of anger, and I don't usually get much done in that time. Like by the time like I'm trying to like plot out like steps of carrying out a plan to destroy someone's life, I'm already like 3 steps into like this is taking too much energy. I'm too depressed for this. Like this is just not worth it. Like, you know what? just forget them. Who cares? You know, yeah, it makes me mad. But is it really worth the rest of my life in prison or a mental facility? No, it's really not. It's really not. It's really not. Like, and it's sad when you can say someone else, they're just not worth it. They're just not worth it, you know? Nobody really is, you know? Well, maybe in some cases, but I can't rationalize anybody's behavior. Even like if somebody does something to hurt your kids, yeah, that could make you crazy, and like maybe the authorities don't believe you. How are your kids gonna feel when they can't see you for 10, 20 years because you're in prison? Okay, my dad did something like this a while ago. And I always said to myself, you know what? I wouldn't be like that. I'm not going to be like that. And I find myself thinking about it sometimes. And I'm like, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. There's a reason why I don't have a firearms license. And if I did, it would not be for anything I could harm myself with. And they would only be kept at home. For the rare in case that some worse psychopath wanted to break into my house, well, I'll be darned if you're going to make me feel unafraid in my own home. And there are laws that protect me here. Stand your ground law. Hey, what can I say? But you know what? Do I really need a gun for that? Because the back end of a hammer can kill someone just as easily, and it's probably just as messy and probably way more fun. Now that you know I'm nuts and completely psychotic and probably might kill someone one day, I'm going to do my best to be a better person so that never happens. And if I have to seethe with rage, I'll try to stop myself, forgive that person, and realize it takes all kinds. Some people are very mentally ill. Some people just don't have a conscience at all. It's a thing. It really is. Like, you could say to that person, oh, they're bad. Why would they do that? You want to know why they do that? Because they have no idea that it hurts you. All they can think about is themselves. That's like the antisocial personality disorder. And still, some of those people can be tricky because they have selective empathy. There was one guy, if you look, I was studying about this, the Green River Killer. He had a great relationship with his wife, and she loved the crap out of her husband. And then she found out that he was like a sicko who would like take prostitutes and like God only knows what he did to them. Probably like dismembered them, cut them all up, left them for dead. But in his day-to-day life, he was really nice. And everybody thought he was this great guy. Those are the people you have to watch out for. Not the people like me who admit that I'm crazy and I sometimes think about doing harmful things to people. Because you know what? Admitting it and what you want to do takes the wind out of your sails. I learned that from 12-step programs. You know? Like, if you want to act out on a messed up behavior and you go to your friends and you can trust them and like, hey, yeah, I'm having this bad urge to go smoke crack and it's been like 10 years. Like, I need to talk. Like, you're probably not going to want to do it after, you know? Or if, like, you feel like you're having thoughts of hurting yourself and you go talk to someone who isn't going to rat you out, you know, and you have a really good conversation with them. And, like, afterward, you're not going to feel 100% better, but you might feel like you have some hope and you might be able to, like, take that step out and get help for yourself. That took the wind out of your sails, you know? I'm saying it works, but you have to be able to, if you can't, like, because I have a hard time with trust. If you can't 100% trust someone, at least, like, you know, somebody that you know won't judge you, you know, or condemn you. Because, like, that's the truth. I keep my circle of friends very small. I always talk about my 5 friends. It's a joke on, like, they used to have T-Mobile's Fave 5, your top 5 friends. And, like, a lot of people think, oh, you only have 5 friends. I don't need any more than 5 friends. Because that doesn't rule out acquaintances. And those are the only people that I can put a shred of trust in. And it's not even trust. I just know they've been there. They know what I'm going through. And they're not going to judge me or condemn me. They're not going to always give the best advice because nobody does. Unless you're Jesus Christ, you are not perfect. And look what they frickin' did to him. It wasn't the first time when they threw him up on a cross, dude. Like, every time he told the truth to somebody who was a religious hypocrite, like, he just had, I mean, when they say you're going to stone someone, they don't mean you're going to go out back and smoke a joint. Like, that would be fun. No. Like, Boulder is, like, this big, shucking him at him. Like, he turned the other cheek. But the thing is that people don't realize about turning the other cheek is you don't have to stand there and take it. You can walk away, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you'll even look at Jesus' example in the Bible, like, they threw stones at him. He literally skedaddled to the next town. The only time that he let them crucify him was only because he knew it was going to be for sins of, like, people who are completely messed up like me who really freaking need help. You know, and sometimes that's the only thing that keeps me going. I can't rely on people. I don't always have the best relationship with God, but you know what really helps a lot of the times when nothing else, like, gives me, like, peace and hope, and, like, the AA and the NA and the Al-Anon is, like, failing me. You know what helps me? This less scary version of the Bible. It has the Old Testament taken out. The Old Testament is scary to me. It's really scary. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I always think it's talking about me because I take everything personal. So I read this one. This is more gentle and kind. And when you're really sensitive to criticism, that's your best bet. Don't believe the lies that people have told you. Jesus is not judging, condemning, and he does not hate gay people, okay? If you read it, like, read it again because you missed something. You know, the people that Jesus really couldn't stand were teachers and preachers of the law who pushed people away from him. Oh, we're missing something. You want to point the finger at the LGBT community, but Jesus really, like, he wants you to get right. Like, he wants everyone to get right, but it, like, isn't it worse to, like, lead someone astray with false teaching than just, like, who's to say what's a sin anyway? Like, there's one Bible, there's about I don't even want to go into the number of denominations and different beliefs about different things there are, but it's innumerable, and there's innumerable religions you can pick from, too, and faiths and spiritualities, so, like, you know, there's room for everyone. There's really room for everyone. Don't let a couple of stupid people who are only trying to, like, feed off of church donations, like, by spewing hate, like, turn you away from Jesus because they're liars. And you know what the Bible says? They'll get greater damnation than somebody like me who honestly says, hey, I'm all screwed up. I barely can do anything right. I try to be a good person, and even when I do, I hate to say it, I'm going to have to swear here, it's a shit show. It's a real shit show. You know, sometimes the best we can do is just getting by day to day and, like, do the best you can to treat the next person with love, respect, and forgiveness. And if they're really making you mad and, like, you really want to beat them over the head with a baseball bat, you know, maybe just walk away. Maybe just be like, yo, if they live in your house, like, hey, I gotta take a walk because you are driving me nuts right now. And I can't say that's the best thing to say because that might just be like throwing gas on the fire. But honestly, when I flip out on people because they're verbally abusive to me, like, I could blame my past, I could blame whatever. But I don't think that's the will of God. That's not going to make me a better person. And even if God had nothing to do with it, how am I going to feel about myself afterward? Like, if I were someone who was deeply, like, psychopathic, I'd be like, hey, they freaking deserved it. But you know what? Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I do. But it's given me too many minutes alone, and I'm in tears. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a terrible person. Well, you know what? Nobody gets better overnight, you know? And you just keep walking step by step. And if you can't deal with Jesus as your higher power, and you might have a drug or alcohol problem, or someone in your family who drives you nuts with their problem, or your family of origin's driving you nuts, find what works for you. There's a lot of things out there. There's Buddhism, there's meditation, there's like all sorts of things. There's all sorts of great things to do. Taking runs, like doing activities you enjoy. Like there is a lot of things you can do, you know? And I think that's great, you know? And just remember, it is not gonna always feel good. It's not. And that's the hardest thing. Like when you quit like all drugs, the hardest thing is like all of a sudden, like you get like DEFCON 5 emotions. You feel guilt, you feel all this other stuff. Like I was already depressed before I quit. Like, and I had just quit smoking pot, and it was just because I couldn't afford it because I'm trying to get my card because I have PTSD. I'm not saying pot's bad. Like, honestly, I wouldn't have quit if I didn't run out of the money. But I'm going through like the world's most horrible emotional detox right now. And like sometimes all I can do is just get by minute to minute and pray and like, you know, try to tell Jesus like how it feels and like try not to make one of those prayers that just spirals out of control where like you just keep asking for help over and over. Well, because sometimes like I find for me that just paralyzes me even more than the anxiety does, because now I'm stuck. I'm not seeing any solutions, you know. That's why sometimes like I'll just read the Bible, and if that doesn't work, and I'm like, you know, have done looking at myself for like 12 hours a day, and I'm like so sick of the person I am, and I hate myself. I'm like, you know what? Let me be a little nice to myself. Because you know what? Wouldn't I do that for someone else? And I'll go read something enjoyable. What I'm reading right now is The Girl Who Played with Fire. And it's one of my favorite books. Lisbeth Salander is she's just my most favorite fictitious hero. And it kind of makes me mad in the movie, though, because these people, like, either they didn't read the book or they're racist, because Lisbeth Salander wasn't white. It didn't specify what race she was, but in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, like, when she was confronting the ex-Nazi who had been torturing and killing women and sometimes men, like, sexually and dumping their bodies for years, like, he yelled a racial epithet at her that was not like very race specific, and I don't want to repeat it, you know. And I was like, wow, you know. And it said that she had darker skin, and if you look at the movies, she's like whiter than I am. Seriously, what, we can't stand having like a female that's not like whiter than snow, that's like the hero of the book? Like, come on, people, this is 2018, you know. And you know, then I feel like a jerk because I'm judging people for being judging people, but you know, I just feel like it hurts people. Like there's a lot of kids out there, like there's a lot of young girls out there who might have seen Lisbeth Salander not be white and be like, wow, I could be a computer genius too and be like a genius hacker and like fight crime, you know? And now they're gonna look and be like, wow, it's just another white girl. Well, no, there's nothing wrong with being a white girl, but like, just, it's good. It's good for people to have a role model like that, especially, you know, one who uses her brain, you know. That's why I was disappointed in them. And I haven't seen the movies yet because I'm a nerd and I'm going to read all the books first. All right, that's enough ranting for me. Like some weird, stupid stuff. Like, like, all right. But I hope you enjoyed my Adderall latte joke and my little bit of encouragement. Life is hard, but don't cut yourself off from your friends. Cause that's what I do. That like where like I'll find myself spiraling down. You know? Sometimes I gotta pray and I'm like, you know what? Like I can't just sit in a room by myself and be a Christian. Like that's not helping anyone. You know? I'm gonna call someone and I'm gonna get help for myself so I can be a better person. so that maybe the next person can look at me and say, wow, I don't feel very good inside. Maybe I can be a better person too. Hey, you know what? It's a domino effect. And like Michael Jackson says, if you want to change the world, look at the man in the mirror. Look at that. That's from cigarettes. I've been rolling my own with rolling papers because, like, honestly, my conscience has been bothering me so much I can't even throw a cigarette butt on the ground, and I've been sick of having them in my purse. I roll my own, so I'm like, you know, this is good. Not only is it, you know, it's more compact, and now you're not leaving a butt on the ground, and now you don't have to walk away and think, oh my God, somebody's kid might just stick that butt in their mouth and like eat it. And like, you know, there's always those assholes. I hate to say the word, I'm trying not to swear. Well, I say, but you know, those people should be watching that you've obviously never had a toddler before. Because even the best parents in the world, you can't keep your eyes glued on a toddler 24/7. Like, if you have to turn to answer your phone for a second, God only knows what they can put in their mouth. It's like, if you don't already have an anxiety disorder, you will. You will. All right? Have a good night. And it's everybody's responsibility to keep those cigarette butts off the ground, not just the parents. You know, there's an old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Have a good night.